Boys, 2 weeks ago, literally on this day, we did a top 10 wide receiver list, and I think there are now 7 wide receivers. Yes, I counted it, 7 new wide receivers on this list. That's how insane this list has become for the wide receivers. It is the most stacked position in the game. There are so many cards that probably could reach the top 10 that are in that top 20 range. That's how deep it is. But if you guys enjoy top 10s like this, I do them for every major position. I also do gameplays on basically all of these cards as well. So if you want to go back and look at those before you buy these cards after the top 10, you found the right channel, man. And we're also pushing 50K subscribers. We just hit 49K yesterday, man. We are so close. I appreciate all the love and support, and let's just jump right into number 10. If you are looking for cheap, fast Madden coins to build that God Squad you always wanted, head over to my sponsor, EasyMut, and use code SHOE for 5% off your order. The link is in the description. Number 10, boys, we do have Mr. Nico Collins. I will say this list does, like I said, there's so many good cards that are going to be left off. There's like many like LTDs that are 99s. There's good cards that are like 98 overall LTDs that are just going to be scraping off. But Nico Collins is one that I wanted to have here because not only does he have good height on him, he also is basically maxed out speed as well. The Easter strat card, I would say, is probably the one most people are still using. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he's basically 99 speed regardless. 98 speed, you're fine. You're not going to really notice it out there too crazy, but 6'4" is nothing to like definitely shy away from. I will say he doesn't really come with any great ability. Slot Apprentice, I guess, is cool. Most people are using Howard Master nowadays, so I don't value this as like I did earlier in the year. But Matchup Nightmare really is his only like 0 AP. He has no other 0 AP in this slot, which kind of does suck because we are getting a lot of 0 AP or double 0 AP wide receivers. But Nico Collins, a solid card. I will say I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this card. This is actually the only card on the list, and probably the only card in the top 20 really that I have not used. It's crazy. I don't know why I haven't used him or why I haven't gotten to, but I've heard a lot of people say he runs routes like a semi-truck, and I've heard other people say he's the best wide receiver in the game. So I don't know. I threw him at number 10. I think this is a good spot for him. Just wait till you see how good this list's entirety is. At number 9, we have another Easter card in Demaryius Thomas. Although we are getting shorter at 6'3", I would rather him because he has better abilities. You could see basically the exact same stats across the board. He is like almost maxed out there, right? He's losing an inch. You're probably wondering why is he above. 2 0 APs is the big deal. I will say mid and elite and mid out elite aren't very good in high meta abilities. But if you go back and watch the Demaryius Thomas video, and I actually got to use this card for like a week after he came out, he actually lights up. It's like, it's not as good as short and elite or route tech, but it lights up against man coverage, and you could fry on some certain routes. I would say like post routes, anything cutting across the middle. I think slanted did really good as well. But like I said, I think it's better than just having, you know, matchup nightmare for 0 on Nico. I'll lose the 1 inch for the potential of, you know, mid and elite lighting up sometimes. I think it's very close. You can interchange them, but I like DT a little more. Number 8, we have one of the more underrated wide receivers in the game. I will say it is really annoying to get him maxed out. First, you need to get all of his tokens, or let's look at the stats first, I guess you could say. He has 98 speed, 6 foot, so he's the shortest guy we've shown yet on this list. But if you come over here, boys, you do have to get the tokens, which you have to do a little bit of chores and Madden objectives for, which everybody hates doing, especially this late in the year. But once you do that, you do get Yak 'em Up Showtime. I will say if this was easier to get, I would have him higher on the list. So to activate this, it's not plays played or anything like that, downs played. You have to get 2 10-yard catches, which I will say is not that bad. But if you're playing a good player that's, you know, you're struggling to move down the field, if you're having one of those games, you might not be able to activate this for a long time in the game versus a guy like Hayward Bay who gets it from just playing the game, you know what I mean? But I do like the Yak 'em Up there. He also, I wish he got a little bit better abilities. I mean, arm bars is 0 AP, you know what I mean? He does get mid and elite, but arm bar is one of the, I would say, worst abilities in the game. But I would say the value of having Yak 'em Up in your arsenal, I gotta have Hines Ward somewhere on here. I just wish he was a little bit better, especially being a 99 LTD, you know what I mean? But number 7, we got Mike Evans, and he's actually slipping down my list, and it's not because he got worse or anything. I just think that when it comes to height, there are just much better options in the game. So what he was good at was being tall, right? We now have elite tall wide receivers who get much better abilities in the game, you know what I mean? So Mike Evans' value in the game kind of fell for me. I would rather have some other guys with better abilities above him despite being shorter, but he's still a great card, right? You are getting 98 speed, like I said earlier, basically 99. He is the tallest guy, actually the second tallest guy on this list at 6'5". But the one thing that sucked about him is they gave him literally nothing like Nico Collins. Only 1 0 AP ability, which I will say most people are really only running 0 AP on their wide receivers because they're either using offensive line abilities, running back, or quarterback, or a combo of all of them. And you can see right here, that is the only one he gets. So despite getting every theme team, I don't think that's too much value because I mean, he's 99 speed basically anyway, but Mike Evans is a dog. I think this is a card where you can throw a lot of high balls, make a lot of plays, but we wish he got a little bit of better abilities. I don't know why they've, like, some of the promos, I swear they went forward, backwards with a lot of, like, releases with how they do abilities. It's so weird. Boys, at number 6, we do got Amon-Ra St. Brown, a.k.a. the Sun God. I will say this feels like one of the most popular wide receivers in the game. And I will say, I do think, like, the top 6 guys feel like on another tier. Maybe you included Mike Evans in there as well, so maybe the top 7 guys. But these guys feel elite in the game, right? Amon-Ra gets the best animations I think I have ever seen out of all the wide receivers. I don't know if it's because he's the perfect height. Maybe 6 foot is just the height where you're getting all the perfect possessions and whatnot. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know when, like, people have, like, KOs everywhere, and then you get that sliding catch where you fall to the ground right away, and they can't even hit you to get a KO. I swear Amon-Ra lives with that animation, and that's why a lot of people, I swear, are using him. But he also gets good abilities, too. His X Factor, we would have loved to seen something better. Route Tech and third down threat, not too crazy. I mean, Route Tech's whatever, but nobody really runs man coverage this year. But the reason why we love him, probably the best, I know it's crazy to say, but probably the best wide receiver ability in the game is Jukebox this year. Not only because everybody has Howard Master now, so apprentices or whatever, but then also Route Tech. Like I said, nobody runs man coverage. Like, I would say, like, 1 out of 10 people run man coverage this year, and it's typically not that good. So Jukebox has really become the most popular wide receiver ability. He gets it for 0, gets good animations. I mean, Amon-Ra is definitely a dog. At number 5, this card, he just can't go away. He literally can't go away, and it's because they gave him the best abilities by far. If you guys remember, when he first originally came out, he was like 2.5 million for like weeks, and that's because he was legitimately the best option in the game. He came out and set a precedent on what abilities were good at wide receiver. So you are getting 6'2", but you are actually, this is the slowest wide receiver we've shown yet. But if you take a look at Michael Irvin, boys, like I said, the best stack in the game. There's no better stack. You can get Jukebox for 0, and then he also gets wide receiver apprentice. So say if you wanted to go away from Howard Master and save AP and you only need a couple apprentices, that is perfect as well. But also he gets the best X Factor. So you're getting Jukebox, you're getting the best X Factor, and you're also getting an apprentice if you wanted to save AP too. He also gets a lot of different theme teams, so you could boost his speed up even higher than 97. And like I said, good height on him too, 6'2". Michael Irvin legitimately got blessed. I mean, those abilities, that is probably what a golden ticket ability stack will look like. You'll have Yak Him Up, Jukebox, and probably some sort of like an apprentice or maybe like red zone threat on a golden ticket. He's juiced. I mean, he's juiced. The only thing that's a negative is that he's only 97 speed, and you need some sort of speed buff if you want to get him up to 99, you know? At number 4, Hayward Bay has been living in the top 5 since he's came out. This card is absolutely amazing as well. I will say, if you have a way to get him to 99 speed, I could see you arguing him over the guy at number 3 right above him, but I'm being a little picky right here. One guy has 99, one guy has 98, so I threw him down here 4. But like I said, 6'2", you are getting a little bit of height over the next guy. But if you look at Darius Hayward Bay, another guy that gets amazing abilities. So no 00 AP like Michael Irvin, but you are still getting your evasive, and you are still getting your, where's it at? Yak Him Up right here, which, like I said, is the best X Factor in the game for wide receiver. But he is 1 speed faster. I think I would take that over getting, like, you know, the wide receiver apprentice, like 100%, especially for the average player playing the game. Darius Hayward Bay is an amazing card. Raiders theme team, Combine theme team. I mean, he's insane, dude. There's a reason why he's still a mill despite being reduxed like 2 weeks ago. Number 3, we just did a wide receiver gameplay on him yesterday, and that's a big reason why I wanted to update this list, because we've been getting flooded with wide receivers. Scary Terry is one of the best wide receivers in the game. He is literally Michael Irvin and also Darius Hayward Bay, but 99 base speed. You are losing 2 inches, but like I said, I don't value height as much as I did last year because the smaller guys get good animations against the KOs. They fall to the ground faster, they don't get touched by them as easy, and I feel like you could click on them a little bit easier and come back to the ball and avoid those KOs. And I think Scary Terry being 99 base speed and also getting the best abilities in the game. You get Yak Him Up for 0, which is amazing. And then you also get down here, you get evasive for 0 and red zone threat for 0, which is 100% probably the best wide receiver stack in the game. You also could run Route Tech if you wanted for 1. We did that in the gameplay. And also, look at the theme teams, boys. He gets like basically every theme team as well that's popular in the game right now. Terry McLaurin is one of the best wide receivers, and I think he fits perfectly with the next 2 guys on this list. Number 2, we got Harold Carmichael. I think it's a 1A, 1B situation. You could really argue him for number 1, but I do feel like the number 1 guy runs routes a little bit better, and he has better abilities. But Harold Carmichael has been like the best slot I've used all year. You could high ball between or behind literally every linebacker besides maybe Ted. That is like the only guy that's going to give you competition. He also is basically 99 speed, which is insane, too. They gave him 98 speed, which was shocking. Like, I thought they were going to cheat him at, like, 96 or 97. They blessed him, man. He is absolutely amazing. Endgame card right here being 6'8". Like I said, with how tall he is, he can be a little bit clunky at times, but you are kind of getting, you know, a little bit of a bailout situation where you can really highball anything behind people. But you do get mid and elite and also red zone or matchup nightmares or zeros. Not the craziest abilities, but, you know, he's 6'8". I mean, there's not really much to say with Carmichael. We know what we're getting when we buy this card. At number 1, everybody knew this was coming. Randy Moss, although you are losing a little bit of height, you are still huge compared to every DB in the game, right? You're not, like, overwhelmingly tall like Carmichael, but you're taller than everybody. I think the only DB that's even close to him that's meta right now is basically, like, Kyle Hamilton and maybe Tariq Woolen. Like, I think even people are going away from Kyle Hamilton, too, because he's so expensive. But Randy Moss is 99 speed right here, and then also gets better abilities. Like I said, you don't get the craziest 0 APs next to it, but you do get Jukebox, and then you have the option of using wide receiver apprentice or that route tech for a 1. Jukebox on a 6'4" guy, if you guys do not know, he does get the fast juke, and being that tall, he goes vertical so much faster than other wide receivers because how long his legs are. Randy Moss is amazing. We had like a 350-yard, 5-touchdown game in the gameplay as well. He has been insane. He is staying on my team. I don't know. It's going to take literally Zeus to come out. Maybe we're going to need some, like, I don't even know. We need a Thanos card to come out to get this card off my team. Boys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment down below which wide receiver trio you are rocking in the game, and make sure you hit that sub as well. Like I said, under 1,000 subs away from the big 50K, man. I appreciate all the love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.